All right, guys, I would like to welcome you to this presentation and session we're doing today, The Power of Partnerships and Joint Venture, courtesy of the MIH Mastermind group. We have quite a few students here, and one of them that will be presenting with us today is Mr. Darren Light. Marco, you want to start with a few words?
Guys, take a screenshot later, or if you see names, look them up on Facebook. If you see people you want to network with, there's a lot of great people on this call. So reach out to them, okay? So what we always do in the mastermind to create some energy is we have a lot of wins going on. COVID hit in the beginning. Once COVID hit, everybody was scared. And before COVID, we were at a top market, and everybody in 2019 and the early 20s, all we got was people who were frustrated and couldn't get deals. Now deals are starting to come, but we always say that we're looking aggressively, but we're proceeding cautiously. Ray Lee in our mastermind, he did also what we're talking about tonight. He's building lists for us. He's building a list for John Beatty. That's with Darren. He built a list for Abraham from Reonomy. He's building a list for Anna Fernando. He's working hard for the mastermind. He's actually going to get into his first deal in 3 weeks with me and Chris Jackson into that deal. Hadar, this one is on you, man, which very grateful that you did. We got Hoon in the mastermind in New Zealand with Hadar. He's working on 2 projects with him. He does this part-time. He's multifamily, but he's doing 2 flips with Hoon. And Hoon's an engineer, great guy, and they're working really hard on it together. And then Neil, moving on to Neil, he is in negotiations with a 12-unit direct-to-seller. We got him direct-to-seller on that one. And my cousin Tony, who's in the mastermind, sold 1 single family. We have a plan. He's selling his other 2 single families. He invested in the Chris Jackson deal, and he's now investing in our next deal. He's excited because he came into the mastermind with the mindset, he's an engineer, he's got a great job, that he doesn't have money. And I told him, I changed his mindset. I'm like, Tony, you have money. You need to sell your single families. Get rid of your single families. And he said, I only have not too much equity, but he did. He had $50,000 in each one. So we got him to sell single families and transfer over to multifamily. And then Ramo, he joined the mastermind in January. He's now in 330 combined units in a bunch of properties. So actually he will be when we close in about 6 weeks.
Principle of successful partnership and joint venture. It's very, very important to have a mutual vision and goals, same work ethics, but different but complementary skills. Use one person's strength to offset the other's weaknesses. This enables both parties to pursue the real estate goals. To make sure you have not just the right work ethics, make it happen, align goals, but also that you have complementary skill set, because that makes life much easier.
Greg and I met at the very first live event in Knoxville, 150 people, fall of 2017. Greg still lived in Alaska. I was a hometown boy. The only reason I went is because I got a free ticket. But an hour into the conference, I completely changed my mindset to multifamily. We don't have to go into all that history, but Greg and I had lunch together that day. Before you know it, someone had a property under contract that was from within the Jake and Gino community. And Gino knew that I was familiar with the area that it was located in. It's in the northeast portion of the state, more of a tertiary market. Greg was the first person I called when I said, hey, I think we have a potential deal. Are you interested? He saw the numbers, and we just sort of went from there. Cannot emphasize the point enough of taking what you're good at, complimenting someone else with what they're good at, not worrying about what you're not good at, not focusing on your weaknesses. Greg is an incredible analytical mind, great at numbers, great at just bringing a deal together, talking with the lender. He understands that language, the legal stuff. He enjoys that. He's good at it. I'm good at networking with other people, no matter what their background is, no matter where they've come from, finding off-market deals, raising money. That's my strengths. So what we have done over the course of almost 3 years now is leverage that. We were GP in over 204 doors. We've since sold one of those properties, so now we're at 155. The total net worth of that real estate is a little over $10 million.
Now we're going to talk about some reasons to partner. We really want to give you some example. We've got a couple of partners here, partner A and partner B. Example number one is a person that has a lack of income, serviceability, meaning that they cannot take on a lot of debt, they can't service a lot of debt. Their net worth and liquidity is very, very low because perhaps they don't even own any real estate yet, and they have limited resource in that side of things. So they can team up with partner B, which has strong income, serviceability, and net worth and liquidity, which is very, very important when you want to apply for the loan. They want to make sure that you got enough meat on the bone behind you if something goes wrong, so you are there able to service the debt.
Yeah, I mean, to answer Hadar's question, our split is largely along the lines of like number 5 there, raising money and underwriting, because I was back in Alaska, so everything I was doing was out of state. So that was one of the roles that I could only do. I couldn't be boots on the ground. I couldn't really do property tours. So I ended up going down the underwriting path. You gain skills by working together. I'm certainly far less introverted than I was. You know, we started a meetup together. You know, I was never going to be the one to sit up or stand up in front of a crowd and talk, but I'm pretty comfortable with it now. And especially in the field of real estate, you know, I'll probably have to shut up, you know, more often than I need to keep going. But yeah, that's kind of how that progressed, and it was fairly organic. If I could just add, you know, going back to the beginning, is we got in a couple of deals together, but we're not working exclusively together. We were just partners in deals together. Then as we got into the third deal is when we started to track, like, hey, Darren, let's work together and create some social media and entity so that we can, you know, leverage our strengths and combine them.
I want to share one more point here, just for the introverts that are in the room, because it's very important for you to understand that you do have an option to get involved. And like Greg said, underwriting is one of them, although it's not limited to. We always suggest that everybody in our mastermind is getting the underwriting course, and we want them and expect them to complete the course, which is complimentary to mastermind members, because they need to know the nuts and bolts behind the decision making of investing in multifamily, whether you are a passive investor, active investor, partner, or even if you are going into joint venture. So underwriting is crucial for everybody to understand.
The 5 ones I'm talking about is mastermind. Make it easy, be flexible. Don't be in, this is number 4, I think one of the most important. Don't be in it just for the money. I'm the opposite. I'm in it for Darren Light. I'm not worried about the money. I'm in it for the right person. The money comes along with it. The 5, 6 people in your team have to be a right fit. I'll give you an example of this. When Joe Sullivan had his deal, he had a 64 unit in contract, and he came to me, and he was new to this. And now he has a team because he learned how to form partnerships. But before he had the partnerships, he had the deal, and he had a couple $100,000 to invest, but he needed about 600 to 800,000. So when he came to me, I'm good at forming partnerships. And I explained to him, I said, listen, the money's not the problem. We could get $2, $3, $4, $5 million. It's getting the right people behind you first. I'm not worried about the money, because he was worried about the money. I was worried about getting the right people for him.